Hey Cloud Gamers, welcome to Valheim, the latest survival game that's taking Steam by storm, and you can see why when you're looking at random things in the environment and suddenly you get chased by a horde of monsters. This is a very different take on the survival series and we'll dive into it in a bit more detail. Starting off then, we're going to be looking at GeForce NOW and Boosteroid today. You can see that we've got the settings pretty much maxed out with blur and bloom and stuff turned off because I think this ruins the experience a lot of the time. And we're going to start with a bit of a guessing game. So we've got GeForce NOW and Boosteroid running here, so can you tell the difference between the two, considering they are both running in the browser and they've also got both the settings maxed out. It does appear to me quite clearly that one has a lot better contrast, but one definitely seems to have the higher quality, even though they are both streaming through the same engine on the browser. As we come over the hill, I know we've got a bit of difference in the time of day here as we freeze across the field, but actually we can reveal that GeForce NOW is the one on the left and Boosteroid is the one on the right. As I said, this is both running the browser version, but you can see quite clearly on the GeForce NOW side that the grass is much kind of clearer, and the same with the detail on the trees. It just seems to be a little bit more subtle, but Boosteroid does seem to have a higher contrast here. Not quite sure why this is. I know the time of day is a little bit different and I've been a little bit more zoomed out on the GeForce NOW side, but you can see from the environment that quality wise GeForce NOW definitely seems a bit higher as I'm still being chased by this horde. Let me know in the comments below, first of all, if you managed to guess which one was right, and two, if you think I'm going to survive that fight. Now as we move back over onto the Boosteroid side, give a bit of full screen, you can see it's a little bit later in the day here, but Valheim does have extremely good effects. Although the graphics aren't top notch or real high end, as we switch back to GeForce NOW, you'll see that the character model is not as high quality as the environment, but this is an early access game and I think that this has a lot of potential. Again, once we switch over to Boosteroid, we see those differences in the brightness, but the survival instinct here is definitely strong, and I can see why this is blowing up on Steam. We'll come into a little bit more detail in a second. Now, we're always asked about how quick these games are. Considering this is running in the browser for both GeForce NOW and Boosteroid, you would expect that once again that they would be pretty close, but as we come up to the 30-second mark, we can see that GeForce NOW is ahead, and at 40 seconds it's actually in the menu. If you're wondering, I have sped this up by 2 times so that we're not waiting around, but for a full game load it's still very quick. This isn't obviously a hefty game right now with lots of add-ons, but I'm sure that will increase. But GeForce NOW gets into this game in 1 minute 14 from the browser's start game screen, and Boosteroid's not far behind at 1:24. So all in all, it's a very quick game to get up and running, and because of the nature of the game, in Valheim you can run your own servers and also be private, which is what I'm running in here. So you can just pick this game up at any point and within a minute, just over a minute, be playing the game on your phone or on your browser anywhere. Once again with these side by side, looking at some of the water effects this time, it's very nicely done. You can definitely see higher quality in the water as we go back to GeForce NOW here versus the grass and the shrubbery, but it's definitely got a lot of potential. You've got all of your skills as you would expect. You get to level up your swimming, your fighting, jumping, running, etc. as you're going along, so it seems like it's a big addition to things like Rust and Ark. Obviously it's not quite got the monsters that Ark has, but it does have its own monsters and it's going down this mythical route. You are going to be spending a lot of time in this game getting your resources. I'm really struggling to find flint to build the next set of kind of tools and stuff. As we switch back to Boosteroid, again we see that coloration is quite different on the Boosteroid side, but it's still good enough quality to be able to play. This is what I mean about trying to find this flint. To be able to get tin, I need to make a decent pickaxe, but to make the tool that I need for making pickaxes and the next sort of set of tools, I need loads of flint, and I just can't find it lying around the riverbank. It's really annoying. The death in this game is also quite funny. It kind of leaves a tombstone and you have to go and get your stuff back. Obviously, otherwise you will lose it. You make beds to rest and sleep in, and that makes your spawn point. So we are following a lot of the survival genre here. The crafting mechanics are also quite well done, with benches and bits and pieces. It does feel like a kind of mashup between Rust and Minecraft, and it even seems to have some of the Minecraft sounds. I'm sure that they're not, but they are very close with doors opening and closing and some of the mining, etc. But it does remind me of kind of a Minecraft Rust mix. So you can see why it's becoming very popular very quickly, because it probably feels quite familiar to a lot of people. And I'm sure a lot of you, if you have played things like Rust or Ark, are probably getting a bit bored and want something a bit fresh. The gods kind of aspect to this game is definitely going to give it a different direction moving forwards. And the way the servers have been set up, it is extremely well done. And I think you can have lots of community little servers, as well as just being able to play on your own and not have to worry about getting killed all the time by other people. Only monsters and other bits and pieces in the environment, as I did find out the hard way that being out late at night, you can come across some pretty hefty monsters. So I'm going to leave you with a bit of gameplay just going back and forwards between GeForce NOW and Boosteroid. Let me know in the comments below whether you will be looking at Boosteroid or GeForce NOW, or even playing Valheim at all. Boosteroid is based in the EU, so it's more of a case for people in the UK and Europe, especially Eastern Europe, that will get the benefit of Boosteroid. Obviously GeForce NOW, you are going to have that queue unless you have founders, but it is definitely worth having a look. Valheim is currently around £15 or around $20 I think on the Steam store, but do check it out if this looks good to you. Let us know in the comments whether you think that Valheim is going to outdo Rust on the Steam charts this week, and whether you're going to be playing. We may set up a CGX server for people to be able to dive into to have a blast and just be a bit safe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest across all cloud gaming platforms. Enjoy the gameplay, and we will see you next time.